Dear students, we already discussed the all the basic circuit knowledge about diode and how exactly it works in the forward bias and reverse bias conditions, everything in the previous classes, photodiode and their construction and the working principle of that photodiode, and all the diode basic principles we already discussed in the last class. And now we are moving forward to the light emitting diode and how exactly it works. We'll have to see in this today's topic, and these are the points regarding this light emitting diode and how exactly it works. I will tell through that block diagram. So this is what exactly the construction part of the light emitting diode. So it consisting of a p-type semiconductor and n-type semiconductor. Here it is, these p-type semiconductor is contact with a metal contact, and this n-type is also contact with this metal contact. And these what exactly I already told in the last classes, holes are present in the p-type and electrons are present in the n-type semiconductor. So whenever the recombination takes place, means holes will have to move towards the n-type and the electrons move towards p-type, then only the recombination takes place. Then the what exactly the photons will be released, means this is what exactly see here, this is what exactly emitted visible light. When the recombination takes place, this type of emitted visible light will be emitted out. That is what exactly the light emitting diode. This is what exactly the emitted visible light whenever the recombination takes place. This is what exactly the constructions part. So this is what exactly the diode which is in forward bias condition, means current flowing in this direction. This is also the internal structure of this light emitting diode, and this is not required. You should remember these things. Construction of the LED, if in the examination construction of the light emitting diode, if it is asked, means we have to explain these things. Again I am explaining this construction part. We'll see it once. When the diode is in forward bias condition, when the current flowing in this direction, so which is consisting of p-type semiconductor and the n-type semiconductor. So holes are present in this p-type and electrons are present in this n-type. Whenever the recombination takes place, holes move towards the n-type and electrons move towards p-type. So these two p-type and n-types are contact with metal. So see here, and after recombination takes place, this what exactly the emitted visible light will be displayed like this. This is what exactly light emitting diode, and this is the construction part of the LED. This is very important for the examination point of view. And this is what exactly I told earlier, the explanation. The external metallic conducting surface connected to the p-type material and is smaller to permit the emergence of maximum number of photon light energy when the device is forward, means when the device is in forward bias, means current flowing in this direction and the maximum number of photons light energy will be emitted, means this is what exactly the emitted light, no, that is what exactly the emitted visible light. So note in this figure that recombination of the injected carriers, means this is what exactly the recombination. Whenever the holes will combine with the electrons and electrons will combine with the holes, that is what exactly the recombination. Here recombination, injected carriers, the recombination of injected carriers due to the forward bias junction. This is happening when it is in forward bias condition, So this is what exactly the construction part. And coming to this here, some of what exactly the increasing use of the digital displays in calculators and watches and all the form of instrumentation has contributed to the extensive interest in structures that emit light when properly biased. When we have to properly bias that particular light after the recombination, there is a light will be emitted. That is what exactly the LED. This is the feature of LED. So light emitting diode is a diode that gives of a visible or invisible light when energized, means what exactly when we need to supply some voltage in the forward bias condition, the light will be emitted. That is what exactly the light emitting diode will be doing. So it will emit a light which is of visible or invisible. The energy converted during the recombination at junction is dissipated in the form of heat. We all see how exactly it will be in terms of h nu. H nu means what exactly? It is in the form of heat within the structure and emitted light. So this LED, light emitting diode, constructed, I have shown no earlier that construction part of LED, that might be a GAAS emitted, GAAS emit light in the infrared invisible zone during the recombination process at the PN junction. So many LEDs are there. So here one example is GAAS. I will show with a table. These are what the construction of other LEDs, GAN, GAP, GASP. These are all the different types of LEDs and their particular respective colors of this particular LED and the typical forward voltage of that particular. Just you have to remember these things. These are the what exactly the different semiconductor construction LEDs and their respective colors and their respective voltages. You should remember the construction part and the working principle. That's it from this. So let us move towards the working principle of LED. This is what exactly working principle of LED. See here in the below diagram. So I am applying a voltage positive to the P type. P type means holes are present, means this is a P type semiconductors. So negative I am connecting towards N type, means there is an electrons are present in this type. So whenever I am applying a supply voltage to the P type positive and negative to the N type, so what will happen means when the device is in forward bias condition, means positive to positive, negative to negative. So this is in the device is in forward bias. Electrons cross the PN junction from the N type materials and recombine with the holes of the P type materials. What this point it indicates means when it is in forward bias, when I am applying the voltage to this particular PN junction, these electrons will cross to the P type and recombine with the hole with the P type material. That is the it indicates. So these free electrons are in the conduction band, and the below diagram see here, second point, below diagram see here, this is the upper part is conduction band and the lower part is a valence band. And the upper part in the conduction band, these yellow rounded structures are there, no, those are all electrons, and the white color which is there in the bottom portion of the valence band, no, these are all holes. So energy of the free electrons are more than that of the holes in the valence band. That you should remember. This is very important point. The difference in the energy between the electrons and holes are corresponds to the energy of the visible light. Means that there is a difference between these two energies. No, there is here it is electrons, here it is holes. There is a energy difference between these two, conduction and valence band. That I need to call it as a energy of visible light. Okay. The next point, when the recombination takes place, the recombining electrons release energy in the form of photons. Means once these electrons move towards P type and recombine with these holes, there is a emission of light here. This is what exactly the release of energy in the form of photons, that is H nu. The emitted light tends to a monochromatic one color that depends on the band gap and all. This what exactly the color it indicates, because I told no earlier, so many LEDs are there and then their respective colors, that all will depends on this band gap between this conduction and valence band. Okay. So one more thing here in the last point, large exposed surface area on the one layer of the semiconductive materials, either might be a P semiconductor or might be a N type semiconductor. It permits the photons to be emitted as a visible light. So this process I need to call it as an electroluminescence. This is what exactly working principle of LED. Okay. You should I hope all you clear this point, this light emitting diode. Again I will explain once again this particular point, and just remember the points. The first thing, I am applying a voltage positive to the P type and negative to the N type. So whenever this PN junction is in forward bias condition, so the electrons which are present in the N type will move towards P type, will recombine with these holes. Okay. And coming to this this particular diagram, there is a yellow color round like structures. Those are all electrons in the conduction band, and the bottom portion, these are all holes which is present in the valence band, but energy of these electrons are more than that of the holes, and also which will be the energy difference between these two electrons and holes. I need to call in terms of energy of visible light. And after recombination of these electrons to holes, there is visible light will be emitted here. That is what exactly our h nu, okay, in the form of photons, means h nu, h and nu. And large exposed surface area or one layer of the semiconductor, either might be a p or n type semiconductor materials, it should be permits the photons to be emitted as a visible light. This process I need to call it as an electroluminescence. This is what exactly the complete working principle of LED. And some of the applications of LED, we have to use the TV remotes, calculators, and traffic signals, and watches and automotive head lamps. These are all the applications where I need to use a LED. So okay, this for the examination purpose, only for the construction part, this one, this diagram, construction part, and explanation of this one, and working principle of this one, you should remember these two concepts. Okay, I hope you clear with this, guys. Okay, next semiconductor diode is a photocoupler or a optocoupler. So what happened in this photocoupler and optocoupler? There is a construction part of the photocoupler and optocoupler. See here, there are two circuits over here. Okay, the one is the left side is, I need to call it as an LED, and another one on the right side, I need to call this as a photodiode. Okay, so this LED will consisting of the diode with the resistance R1 and the input voltage V1. At the photodiode, which is consisting of diode, the voltage, and the resistor, right? So here optocoupler means which combines both LED and photodiode. See here, optocoupler is also called as an optoisolator, means which combines both LED and photodiode in a single package. So whenever you have to combine LED and photodiode, then I need to say it as a photocoupler or a optocoupler. So figure shows the optocoupler like this, and it has an LED on the input side and the photodiode on the output side. The left source voltage and this series resistor set up a current through LED. So initially how exactly the current will be generated in this circuit means, left source voltage and this series resistor will set up a current across this LED. This is the first thing, it has to generate the current in like this. Okay, that whatever the current which is there in that LED, that is falls on the photodiode on the right side. Now you are seeing in the right side, now this is the light will be falling on that particular photodiode. So see here, then the light from the LED hits the photodiode, and this set up a reverse current in the output circuit. So this will generate a reverse current through this particular circuit, and also in the same way there is a voltage will be developed across this photodiode also. But how you need to calculate the output voltage across this photodiode means, Vout is equal to see here, Vout is equal to V2 minus voltage across R2. It might be I2, Okay, voltage across total voltage V0 is equal to voltage across this output voltage V2 minus I2 R2. So this is what exactly the output will be generated. And one more thing, when the input voltage is varying, the amount of light is fluctuating. So how we have to generate the input voltage? Like this, right? V1, this will be internally connected in series with resistor R1, and this will generate a current through this LED. So it will be what exactly? The output voltage is varying in step with the input voltage. So it means that this is why the combination of LED and photodiode is called as an optocoupler. Means this linearly varied accordance with the output voltage. That you should remember. The one most important point is that is the output voltage is linearly varied accordance with the input voltage. So again, once again, I will explain this photocoupler and optocoupler. So photocoupler or optocoupler is the combination of LED and photodiode in a single package. See through this diagram construction part. So the left portion is what exactly it is consisting of LED part, and this right portion is consisting of a photodiode part. But how exactly the initially the current will be generated means, this input voltage is connected in series with resistance R1. This will generate a current across this LED. That whatever the LED which is directly fall on the photodiode on the right hand side. So this will generate the reverse current through this particular circuit, and I need to calculate the output voltage across this circuit. Means V out is equal to V2 minus I2 R2. So this is what exactly. And also one more thing, this input voltage is linearly varied accordance with the output voltage, or else VN VO, VN V out. These are all what exactly linearly varied accordance with the output and input voltage. This is what exactly the photocoupler concept. And some of the applications of the photocoupler and optocouplers are I can able to use the photocoupler in switches, because I need to connect the two circuits using switch, and SMPS signal isolations, modem communication. Means if you what exactly it means, photocoupler means I need to combine two circuits, I need to communicate the two circuits, so there is a bridge between these two circuits. That is what exactly the photocoupler means. It understood that? Okay, these are all the semiconductors. The next concept is BJT biasing, and before going to the BJT biasing, so what exactly briefly what we all discussed in the previous classes means all the semiconductor diodes. First initially photodiode, and the construction part of the photodiode, and the working principle of the photodiode, and the LED construction part, and next it is a working principle of LED and photocoupler and their construction and working principle. So coming to this is very important, BJT biasing. There is three types of biasing will be there, and some of the problematics, and there is very important for the examination point of view. I will tell that. So before going to this BJT biasing, the term biasing is an all-inclusive term for the application for the DC voltages to establish a fixed level of current and voltage. Means I need to tell that established fixed level of current and voltage, we need to produce a DC voltages of applications of the DC voltages. This is what exactly the term of biasing it means. And also one more thing in this biasing is Q point. Q point is what exactly, because of the operating point on the fixed point on the characteristics, it is also called as quiescent point or Q point. That I will tell what is the Q point while solving the problems. Okay. And for transistor amplifiers, the resulting DC current and voltage establish an operating point on the characteristics. Means while calculating some problems on these three methods, so I need to operate on that Q point. So this will be clearly, I will be telling that while solving the example, that Q point, what is the Q point. Okay. So, and also these are the following important basic relationship you have to remember while solving the examples. These are all very necessary points. VBE means base to emitter voltage. VBE is 0.7 volts. VBE is 0.7 volts. We have to remember these 3 points. IE is equal to beta plus 1 into IB, that is equal to IC, means IE is the emitter current, IB is the base current, and IC is what exactly? Collector current. This is the interrelationship between these two, and while solving that the particular biasing will tell that, but before that we should note these points. IC is equal to beta IB. Again here IC is the collector current, IB is a base current. So these are the type of biasing. First we will go for base bias or a fixed bias, and second one is collector to base bias, and the third one is voltage divider bias. First, these 3 points are very very important. You should remember these things. First, coming to the base bias circuit or a fixed bias. Wait.